Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Raul, and this week I'm doing a little more work and actually finishing one up here. It's not completely done, but it's towards the end, and things that I thought I had ironed out some are popping up on it. But that's the way some of these builds go here, and you know whether I call it quits or continue on, it's all just attitude. It does have its flaws. I'll point some of them out, some of the issues that I had, and that have kind of reared their ugly head a little bit. But that's the part of the course on some of these. Some of them go great, and others, you get a little challenges here and there, and it's like, do I fix it or continue on? Another thing trying to. I got some cloth gloves here, but not very good. I mean, I'm putting these on and they're tearing. But just some Amazon ones that actually kind of funny story is for Halloween, Ryan wanted to be Mario, from Nintendo. So, part of it was, all right, it didn't come with gloves and he wanted gloves and we had the latex ones. I'm like, let's get some cloth ones. So I got like a 36 pack of these. So, they are what they are. And I probably won't get them again. They're probably something better, but figured I would try this so I didn't scratch the clear as much. So I did get some time to clear coat this thing. So real happy with that, and I'm working on the body a little bit, getting it pretty much done. So that's kind of what's going on here, and I got it laying on a microfiber cloth here. But trying to keep the greasy fingerprints off of it and clean it up a little bit. But before I get into that, here's the chassis, and I know one of my last videos I was brush painting the engine orange, and this being a 73, the engine would be orange, and it would be a small block in this car, as far as the one surviving one. So there were 3 of them made, but apparently, this one's a small block car, the one known to exist. But, playing with this and running into some challenges. Interior is completely done, detailed and everything. I've shown this before, but, and, the interior, is resin. It came with the kit. But it's pretty much based off of the donor kit. It's the exact same interior as the 70 AMT snap kit. So, but since it was resin, a little bit fitted already, so I stuck with it. But so anyway, this is now fitting beautifully in the inside here. I got the windshield in place. It was kind of a pain in the butt getting it to hold down. But this is fitting really nicely. It's sitting flush and looking really good as far as in there. But being all black and everything, you really can't see in there. That's why I wasn't too worried about some of the detail in there and the rest of that. But what I am running into, there's a lot of things. I had filled more resin here because this was a real big bubble and real thin. Some of this was shaped and shifted. But some of my floor right here, and this, it's not sitting flush. So even though, I got it in there, it shifts a little bit. So I got to get that sitting a little bit better. But it sits pretty flush. I'm pretty happy with the way it sits. It's just, gluing it. There's no holes here for the screws. It does have the holes here for the screw chassis, but nothing drilled in it. And kind of hesitant about that. But at the same time, when I hold all of this flat, you can see there's a bit of play there. And then where these tires actually sit, that's a rear, this is a front. So, adjusting the ride height to where I want them to sit. But the spacing, I like the spacing and how they're sitting out. So that's why I've kept these resin ones. But, and then the rear ones are spaced a little bit farther out too. But I like where they sit. So you can, see where they're sitting. So I've got a ways to go on some of this, but these I got to fit to the things. Bare metal foil this and all of this, and the marker lights and stuff. So I don't have the amber and the red on them yet. I did get the taillights in. Check that out. They look pretty good. And the chrome bumpers. That's all looking pretty good. So hopefully I won't knock them off. I got some Yanko badges. Not Yanko. What am I thinking? Baldwin Motion badges or Motion badges to put on here in the hood. And got that going on. Now, remember my decal challenges I had too? The decals are on there, and I'm really happy with the way these ones came out. But I started to have, when I washed it, I was getting ready for clear. I didn't have this problem because I used setting solution on this stuff, and this one, this side stayed really good. This side, it all of a sudden, some parts came off. It's like, whoa, it's coming apart. So being that I was in the middle of clearing it, and it really jumped out at me after, washing and everything. I went, oh, so I got some clear on there. But I decided, you know what, it's still pretty nice. It's pretty presentable. It's, not a full detail kit, and it's not my best work. So I decided I'm just gonna, continue on with it instead of stressing out about stripping it and redoing it and trying to get that better. The rest of it is looking really good. I've got some foil work to do in the handles and lock cylinder there, but the headlights are looking good. Those are resin, came with it, but I foiled behind them, glued them in. They're tucked up in there pretty nicely. Pretty happy with those. The front grills and the turn signals right there, those I did early on, so those were foiled and then hand painted, but I didn't have these done or the body clear coated when I did that. Leaving the chassis pretty much like this, even though it's got side pipes, which those are going to get glued on the side here, and I'll black out the center in there, but yeah, those will get glued on. But I think it's going to be one of the last things I glue because there's really not a whole lot of spot to do it, and plus, there's not that much chrome on one side versus the other side, so I got to make sure that's the down side. So, because it's pretty much just a curb side, but it's coming along. So, got a few little things to figure out as far as how this is going to go, gluing that in place. I like how it sits, but it seems to push the rear in, so I really got to get these glued in and glued down. So I think that's part of my problem. But once I get them glued down and then get the axles through there, which I got these big old rods. These actually came with the donor kit as well, if I can get them out. But they're not splined or anything, and they're way too loose on here. So, but, well, actually this one's not as bad. But that one's really loose. I'll probably put some putty in there and then shove these in there and fill up the gap that way. That epoxy putty is kind of a lifesaver. And a few more emblems here. So I got a few things to do, but really happy with this thing. So a few other things. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be chrome or not on this particular car. Most of them they are, but it was all molded in, so I painted it black. Plus, if I put a Motion plate in there, I'm not going to worry about it too much. But I think I have one, a decal that says Motion. One of the kits has it. But she's coming along, just trying to keep my fingers clear. Oh, I got to put a gas cap on there too. I got to dig one of those out. So raid my parts bin for that. Foiled all of this with the glass in there. This glass, paint to fit, it came out. But some of the angles here, you can kind of see some of the frosting. So when I flexed it, some of that appeared too. So it's like, oh, well, there we go. I think I can see it right there. Get the right angles on it. But yeah, she's not perfect, but she's nice and happy, and I'm happy, so that's all that really matters. And it won't be much longer. The next time you see this, it's gonna be done. But just got a few things to figure out. It's just like, what is it rocking on here? I don't think it's that. Maybe it is the shifter. When I look in there, I don't see it hitting anything. Just seems like it's just falling off the high points right here. But because this sits pretty far back. Yeah, I can say it sits pretty far back. So somewhere right around there. And that's what the issue is by the time it's far back there, there's not much left here. So it's rocking on that. So we'll get that all figured out, but I got to glue this in place. Maybe put an inside rearview mirror on it, even though it's really hard to see out the back here. But the kit is solid, so there's no seeing out there. Some of this is some white lint and stuff I need to clean off. But yeah, I'm real happy with it though. That's all. But I hope you like it too. It's a lot of fun. Definitely a nice, interesting, different car. So it's pretty radical. Not your usual Corvette, that's for sure. So anyway, pretty glad I got my hands on this kit and everything, and enjoyed building it. It's had some of its challenges, lots of work here and there, but I'll refresh all of that and get more into the history of the actual cars when I do my finished video, the unveiling and everything on that. So that's gonna do it for today, so you guys can see where it's at while it's still apart and everything, and some of my last minute challenges. But thanks for tuning in, subscribing, all your comments, likes, shares, and subscriptions. I really do appreciate it, you guys. You have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.